Hey everyone, we've made it to our last video of the week. I'm super excited for this one because I would say this is probably the biggest, most common question I receive is how do I hold an online class using Facebook? How do I do it in a way that it generates volume? Or I will hear, hey, I've held many classes before, but I've not seen a lot of success. I've had no interaction, no one's purchased anything. I hear it all, but let me tell you what. Facebook classes are absolutely phenomenal for your business. If they are done correctly, you are able to generate quite a bit of volume and able to have the same impact on someone as you would in a face-to-face class. So let's talk through some of the absolute must-haves in order to have a successful class. We're going to talk a bit about the online academy that I've mentioned in some of the previous videos. And we're really going to dive into the must-haves of what you need in order to see success in your Facebook classes. Please take notes, write down questions, and let me know what questions you have because this is a pretty new idea. It's definitely a different way of doing it than what others have done in the past. So let me know what I can do to help. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing that we're going to go over is the must-haves. In order to have a successful class using Facebook, what do you have to have? What has to be present in order for you to be successful? Well, one of them is an online academy. This is basically a platform that you will use for all of your classes. This is a way where people know, okay, if so-and-so is holding a class, it's going to take place here. They always know how to find your classes. They can always come back to them for more information. And they're able to really use it like an academy, a school where they can go back and learn about Young Living products whenever they need to, want to, or when they have a question. Okay, in order to have a successful class, you have to have people. You need to have people in attendance and you need to have people present. Okay, without people, you will not have a successful class. We will talk a bit more about this as well. Content. Obviously, in order to have a class, you have to have something that you're teaching. You need to have some form of content on Facebook. It needs to be written content as well as visual, so images or whatever it may be. And it needs to be creative. Be creative with your content. It needs to be fun, different, unique. So many people use the same content over and over again from their uplines and other people, well, then they're not really being unique. They're not speaking to their brand and to their target market. Focus on being a bit different and have a good time creating your content. Another thing is promotions. Promotions are also very important and they can be used to really help incentivize and encourage people to be involved in your class, to ask questions, to purchase product. There's so many different things that you can use promotions or incentives for, okay? An invitation. This is huge. Not only am I talking about an invitation as far as to attend the class, this is a must-have as well, but also an invitation to do something, a call to action, inviting people to learn more, to purchase a product, to try something out. This is key. Interaction is also something very important, and without it, it's going to make your class look almost dead, like nothing's happening. So you want to encourage interaction and set up an atmosphere where people feel comfortable interacting. We will talk a bit more about interaction as well and how basically a few tips or tricks that you can do to get people more involved. And then sales. Obviously, you want to generate sales in order to consider it a successful class. This is definitely important. And we're going to talk about how you can get sales, how to get people to buy, how to get people to sign up as we go along. Remember, volume is volume. So if you have someone that just wants to buy one or two oils, let them buy one or two oils. Don't push so hard for the premium kit that they decide they're not going to buy. Focus on one bottle of oil at a time, one small sell at a time, and you will see that your volume will increase. Okay? So let's talk about the online academy. This is probably one of the things that makes the way that I do social media classes different from others. I hold all of my social media classes in a Facebook group. So create a group, and let's say if I have someone that I know, their team name I think is like Oily Mothers or something like that. So if that's your team name, you're going to create a Facebook group saying, Oily Mothers Academy or Oily Mothers Education or whatever it may be, right? focus on creating an academy for your team, okay? One where your team will know, they'll know how to invite people, they'll know what it is, something that everyone knows. This is the group where the learning takes place, okay? Make it a closed group, not secret. You want it to be able to be found. You want people to be able to see it and be able to request to join. So you want to make it closed, not secret or private. Okay? And also you want to make sure that the settings are set up in the group so that way everyone in the group can invite people to the group. You don't want it so that way you're the only one that can add people, because you want the people that are in the group to be able to share it with their friends, promote it to their friends, encourage them to join, and so on. So this is definitely important. Okay, again, this group is going to be used for all of your classes. So every time you do a 101 class, a thieves class, a DIY class, any of these online classes, they should take place in this group. And finally, you really want to make this a place where people go, like we had said before, for all of their educational needs. Everything that they need should take place in this group. You really want them to be excited, enthusiastic, and know that, hey, I can find all the answers to my questions right here. And also that it's a group that I can go to have fun learning about oils. Not only are they going to teach me, but I don't have to feel pressure that they're going to push and push and push to get me to buy. This is a great way to keep people excited about your online academy. Okay, so the next part of having a successful class, like we mentioned, is having people or attendance. Without people attending your class, you're not going to have success. You need people to educate, you need people to interact with, so on and so forth. Use your team in this part. Set assignments, motivate them, and get them involved. So find 2 to 3 of your leaders or some product users that are new using the product. Tell them you're doing this event. Have them invite their friends to your online academy for the event. Help them get excited. If they're business builders, let them know, hey, for the people that buy that you invite, we'll make sure they get placed under you. This will be a great way for you to grow your business. For product users, give them an incentive. If you invite 5 or 6 people and if they buy something, I'll give you an extra product, an extra bottle of lavender, something that motivates them. Find what speaks to them and motivate your team to be involved in these classes. I do this all the time with my team. They get very excited to be a part of these classes because they're able to see immediate growth, whether it's 20 PV or whether it's 500 to their OGV, whatever it may be, they're seeing an increase in volume, okay? So these classes really do help. Now, find friends to help you find others. Talk to your friends. Let them know, hey, I'm holding this event or class. I'm trying to grow my business. I'm teaching about oils. I want to practice being a better teacher. Would you mind joining my class? Would you mind helping critique me a bit after the class to let me know what I could do better? Would you mind inviting some of your friends? Invite maybe 3 to 5 of your friends and have them help critique me afterwards as well. Then your friends don't feel pressured, but they're helping you as well. And who knows, a lot of times they end up buying because they learned something that they didn't know they would have ever learned before. And finally, make noise. When I say this, I mean be excited. Tell everyone about your classes. Post it. Talk about it. Teach it. Let it be something that people are excited about. Okay? One thing in Utah that people get really excited about here is the summertime because of rodeos. Everyone talks about these rodeos. They know that this rodeo is the best, this one's not so great. This is how you want your classes to be. You want people to say, hey, this person holds the best classes. They teach about oils in the best way. It's fun, it's exciting, and we look forward to their classes every month, every week, or whatever it may be. Make noise and be excited. Okay? Content. Content is obviously super important, and I would say this is probably one of the areas where most people stress the most, okay? Have fun with your content. How do you use oils? What do you do with the oils? How are you using oils in your everyday life? This is what people need to know. Not that lavender oil is one of the most popular essential oils, and it can be used for many functions. People can look that up themselves. Do not give a Google-based answer for your content. Be real. Why do you use the oils? How have you used them in your family? This was huge for me. When I started working at Young Living, like many of you know, I had no respect for oils, people that used oils. I thought it was crazy. But when I started to see how people could use the oils in a regular day life and what it could substitute out of their life, it now made more sense. So focus on that. Focus on what can help these people use the oils. This is also important because you want them to go through a bottle of oil each month. You want them to use them on a regular basis so they continue purchasing. Help them to see how they use the oils. Okay, don't stick to the same basic 101 spiel. I do not like this. It drives me nuts when I talk to people about their classes and they say, this is what I teach. And it always sounds like this. Hey, thank you so much for coming. This is Young Living. Young Living is an essential oil company that has been around for 20 years. Did you know that Young Living has a process called seed to seal? It consists of 5 steps. Seed to seal is one of the things that makes Young Living so unique. Now we're going to take a few minutes and talk about the oils that are in this kit. These are some of Young Living's most popular oils, and then they go through the details of each oil. This is lavender, this is lemon, this is peppermint, this is what it can be used for. Okay. Also, just so you know, once you decide to sign up or buy this kit, there's something called Essential Rewards. It's a great way to get a bunch of money back and a bunch of free product. Let's go ahead and get you signed up. What do you think? Which product would you like? Okay, I do not like this typical routine. If you do this, don't feel bad. I'm not criticizing what you're doing, but it doesn't work. There are millions of other Young Living distributors teaching it the same way. Now, granted, if you're doing an intro class, these things are important. Teach these things, but teach it in a creative way. So, seed to seal, to me, guarantees that my family is going to have quality product. It's not about 5 steps. It's not about what makes us different from the competitor. It's about the fact that it guarantees my family is consuming and using the best quality products. That's what seed to seal is for me. Okay? Do you know what thieves oil is? Thieves oil is absolutely my favorite blend. Why is it my favorite blend? Because I have been able to get rid of all of my cleaning products in my house. I'm able to diffuse it all of the time, and it reminds me of Christmas. I love thieves oil. Go into what you can do with each product and what it means to you. Now, you do not need to talk about essential rewards in every class. You don't need to talk about everything in one class. Remember, it's a lot of new information for people, and people can only handle so much. So a lot of times when I teach a 101 class, I don't go through every oil in the starter kit. I don't even mention the starter kit. My typical class is simple. It's, hey, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to listen to what I have to say about a product and company that has changed my life. 4 years ago when I started working with Young Living, I had no idea the power of what something like an essential oil could do for my life or for others. I thought they were crazy. I thought people had no idea what they were talking about. And I just thought it was a ridiculous scam. Well, let me tell you what. In the last 4 years, I've had the opportunity to use these oils and use them on a daily basis, to talk to people that have used these oils. And Young Living is not just a company designed to make money, but it is a company that empowers people to be successful. That's what these oils do. They change people's lives like they have changed mine. Then I go into different oils, okay? Now, I may write something about lavender oil. I may write something about peppermint oil. Not a problem. But again, it's what does that oil do for me? How do I use that? Peppermint vitality oil is amazing to go in hot chocolate. I absolutely love that. I share that with them. I give them a creative way to use the oil that they had no idea was even possible. And then at the end, I say, if you're interested in these oils, let's go ahead and get you started, okay? You have told me, because during your class, you're asking questions. So if peppermint oil does this, or it helps with the flavoring of foods, and you use peppermint all the time, wouldn't this make sense to buy it? You're giving them these types of questions. Now at the end, it's an easy close because you say, hey, you've already told me that these things are going to benefit you. Let's go ahead and get these purchased, and here's the options you have. You can buy this kit, and it gives you all of these oils, or we can do these options. Don't go into the buy this kit and now you can build the business and you can earn commissions, and people don't always want to hear that. Keep it simple. Remember, simple, simple, simple. We overcomplicate this business way too much. Focus on relationships and education, and that's all you're going to need to be successful. That's it. Okay? Finally, Young Living has hundreds of products. Every class should be different, customized, and unique. You don't have to have a 101 class that sticks to the oils in the kit. Talk about Cool Azul. Talk about Mister. Talk about Sheerlume. Talk about the Thieves Spray. Pick your favorite products and talk about them. Because in this online academy, you're going to keep all of your classes in this group so people can continue to learn. Create new content. Create new topics. Talk about different products every time you have a class. Keep it different and keep it fun. Okay, promotions, like we talked about before, promotions are amazing. These really can incentivize people to share your group and class. Sorry about that, it looks like I have a typo here. Should say incentivize. So incentivize people to share your group and class. Say, hey, share this class, tell people about it, let them know you'll be entered into a drawing. Give incentives for people to purchase, place orders, and sign-ups. Let them know that you're going to let them use your discount for a time being. You know, they'll get entered in raffles. If they make a purchase over this amount, they'll get something for free. Share these things to help people purchase and be involved. And again, incentivize people to be excited, share, and interact. Encourage them. So tell them that you're going to pick one of the comments from your questions, and you'll pick a winner from the comments. Do different things like that to help people get involved, okay? Now, invitations, like we talked about. I highly recommend creating an event on Facebook and use this only as an invitation to invite them to your group. So create this event, and inside the event description, have a link to your group. Invite them. This way, it's going to show up in Facebook on a regular basis. They're going to see the notifications. They're going to get reminders, whereas the group won't do that. And then all they do is they know, hey, this class is coming up. I need to go to the group, and they can do it. And the great thing is, for people that join the group in between classes, guess what? They have been invited, and they're not wasting their time because they still have content that has built up in this online academy that they're able to learn. They're able to be involved. They're able to see and experience the oils without even being in a class that's taking place at that moment. Okay? So remember the invitations, and remember to invite people inside your group. People are going to never purchase. It's very rare that they're going to sign up if we're not inviting them to do so, okay? Interaction. This is super important in an online Facebook class. We want to make sure that we comment and answer on everything. So if someone comments, if they ask a question, if they like something, we want to comment on that. So if they say, oh yeah, I love lavender oil, it's great, then we send back, yeah, it's absolutely amazing what lavender oil does. Thanks so much for sharing your experience. Be involved, interact with them. This is going to help set up that atmosphere of questions and answers, a way that helps them feel comfortable with what's going on and motivates them to be involved in your group, okay? Like people's posts and comments like we talked about, ask questions from others' comments. So if they say something, ask a question. So, oh, I really love frankincense. I've never tried it, but I've heard it's great. Well, ask questions. What have you heard about frankincense? What does frankincense do? Why would you like to try frankincense? Ask different questions to help people be involved. And encourage your team to interact as well. Every time I do a class, I pick 2 to 3 leaders that I ask them to do nothing other than be involved. Comment, like, interact, ask questions, whatever it may be, and also kind of be on the radar to help me look and see if I missed anyone that said anything, so that way every comment, every post is being responded to. This is key to the success of your class. You have to have interaction, and you have to be the one to start that. So by interacting to their comments, their posts, and everything, that's going to help you out. Okay? Sales. Like we talked about before, volume is volume. You need volume to be successful. Bring in volume. Never turn away a sale. Don't push someone to get something that you think is better. Help them get what they want. Encourage small purchases. If they can't get a big purchase, say, hey, you know what, you can't get this kit right now? That's okay. Let's go ahead and get you that peppermint oil. Let's go ahead and get you that lavender oil. And then follow up with those people. So after they've used it, follow up with it. Because a lot of times, it's not always that they can't afford it. It comes down to the fact that they can afford it, but they don't know if it works. Help them to see how it works, okay? Remember that your classes, like we've talked about before, should be 80% education, 20% sales, okay? Push the education. Teach about the product. Help people feel like they can interact. Every now and then, do a post about sales, orders, whatever it may be. Okay, you can also place orders and have your team members involved so they can place orders on their accounts and people to help increase volume. This is a huge way to encourage growth, to help motivate leaders, and so on. Okay, so we've talked about a ton. Please go back over, watch this video again, watch it a couple of times, and really listen to what we've discussed. If you have questions, please reach out and ask me. There's definitely a lot that we've covered here, so let me know what questions you have. Create your online academy this week and let's get started holding a successful class. I'm excited to work with you all next week. Have a great weekend and we'll talk soon.